Okay, everybody, here we go. You're in for a treat. Hi, Alex, how are you? I'm making you the presenter. Looking forward to hearing your voice and seeing your screen, my friend.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, there you are, Dale.
How are you, buddy?
I've been doing great.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great to hear your voice. It's been such a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me turn some of this
So,
stuff in here.
you know, maybe the beginning would be a good time for us to catch up with each other.
Absolutely. How long has it been? It's been maybe 6 months since last time
At least. You know, going back to the F.A.C.E. LAR days at least. So I noticed you changed the name, even though you have the same Twitter handle, to Parallax.
Right, I'm working for a new company right now. So I actually used to run my own analytics company called ForexAnalytix, and it was a 2 or 3 man shop. And I've since merged with a different company, not necessarily larger, mainly to leverage a lot of the resources they have there and grow my client base and do all those things that you got to do, right? Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, and you're still based in Santa Barbara?
I am. I'm based in Santa Barbara. I'm not there currently. I am kind of on a travel show right now.
Okay, so
sort of in a mobile office. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing some dog and pony stuff, Alex. So let me ask you this: with what you're doing now, are you still? I remember you were spending a lot of time focusing on the Asian hours. You were very focused on Asia the last time I talked to you. So you're staying up all night and watching Asia?
Yeah, not as much as I used to. One of my biggest clients that I do research and some stuff, other stuff for, is in Hong Kong. So we have a lot of processes that we have a team of people that manage as far as, you know, how they're trading, what they're looking for. We basically split up the duties, so to speak. But I actually have more clients than I did a few years ago, so we've kind of divvied that up to some other people. So nowadays I can wake up for the New York Open a lot easier than I used to.
So what's the business model? RIA, CTA, subscribers, what's your main model now?
My main source of revenue is building and sort of operating models for professional investors, mainly hedge funds, startup hedge fund groups. I have a few RIA clients right now that we have models for. I do help with some sort of retail products. Right now I'm assisting with the market inflections, signal-based product, and also a strategy building software that a business partner of mine have been working on called Build Alpha. So I got kind of a lot of irons in the fire.
He just followed me on Twitter, so I noticed Building Alpha was his website. So, you know, you were, when I first started doing interviews, one of the more esoteric type analysts that I interviewed. And, you know, you were pretty much my first introduction to harmonics. You would show a lot of different harmonic patterns, but you do all kinds of intricate work. So you have the pound Aussie up here, right here, and you have you have an arc and you have dotted blue lines. So why don't you tell us what you're seeing and what you're using to analyze pound Aussie here?
Yeah, I guess a slightly bit of background is, you know, when I was sort of starting off this research company, what my policy was is let's consider everything. Let's take what people have published, built, and first off test it. See if there's something there, right? Let's not throw it to the wind if it just doesn't seem right. Let's actually put it under the microscope and figure it out. And so prior to that, I was really using the limited resources I had. I've since joined a firm that has incredible capabilities with data mining and scientific research. So we're able to actually test and prove a lot of methods a lot quicker and a lot more, you know, in a robust manner than I have before. Just this panel that you're seeing here is sort of what I call my my battle station. It's really just based around one particular type of tool called Extreme Hurst, and it's very, very useful to me.
Is that Hearst, as in Hearst cycles?
It's actually a different Hearst. It's not JM Hearst. It's based upon the Hearst exponent. And really what it uses is elements of chaos theory to define a market into different regimes and then give us insights to when a market regime is going to change. So, for example, there's all these little colors down here, and even though that might seem like it's a randomness, what this tells me is different layers of a market, how strong it's exhibiting behaviors of mean reversion or trend persistency. So is it going sideways or is it going up or down? That's all those colors are telling me.
So the color, I'm assuming red is kind of negative and green is kind of positive, right?
Correct. And blue is mean reverting and white is random. One of the things that I tell people, and it's hard to grasp, I guess, when you're a novice, is most price movement is inherently random. Most of it is, provably. So, sometimes you kind of have to step back from something to get a better look at it, and understanding this concept and knowing that going forward, you really have to, in my view, find key moments in time when a market is exhibiting a non-random type behavior.
So was my lucky guess to recommend shorts in pound Aussie at 620 line up with some of the things that you're seeing that maybe we could pull back into that arc level, like 73-ish, where you have that, it looks like an arc.
Yeah. So what that is, that's just a Z-score. So essentially a really short summary of how this tool works is this blue bar here, that was a signal to me that this market was going to start to trend. It's a non-directional signal. It basically it doesn't tell me whether it's going to go up or down. It just says this will stop going sideways, right? So that's why it draws two arcs like that, one on the top side, one on the bottom side. And what those arcs represent is we've basically data mined hundreds of thousands of symbols of this instance, and we've drawn on the graph, on the price graph, the most likely trajectory that this market should unfold forward based upon a huge amount of samples in the database. So you can see it's overshot kind of what our estimate was to the upside, but it's basically followed that path.
That was still a great trade if, that was still a great trade even though it overshot. I mean, the breakout from 164.66 to 72-ish, that was an excellent call. What's it saying now?
Well, I was going to pull up another one that I thought was at a key inflection point for you guys. Aussie, where is this thing? I have a lot of different markets I have here, so Aussie US dollar, I think, was the key. I have this sorted by essentially which markets are most mean reverting currently and which ones are most trend persistent. So I sort things in a different way. I don't really sort by overbought, oversold, or how much things are up or down. I want to look for periods in time in a market when it's exhibiting non-randomness, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of how I sort this huge list of stocks. Or stocks and markets here. Essentially, in FX land, which I've been somewhat detached from for a little while, more so than I had been before, we've just seen, most of the focus just on the Brexit stuff, right? And I think there's a lot of other opportunities that are beginning to start to unfold. They're just kind of been slow. We need like a catalyst, right? It feels like we just need some new information to get things rolling here. What do you think?
Yeah, it could be the catalyst could be so many different pots bubbling on the stove here. I know that the Aussie has been real weak, kind of correlates with base metals. They got hammered and gold got hammered, and I think that there's going to be a great buying opportunity in Aussie. I'm not sure if it's here yet, though.
I think I just
I'm
have
looking more towards June, late June, maybe around summertime.
Give me a sec here.
And I know you don't really have to stay with currencies because we do cover everything here, buddy. And, you know, I
Yeah,
know
you know,
when
like one of the things I've been working on a lot is actually these algorithms. One of the ones we were just playing around with the other day, I just got some results back, was on Bitcoin. We're investigating whether or not it's really feasible to unleash a program to try to trade Bitcoin. And again, this is using Build Alpha software. It's really fascinating to me, you know, what the behaviors are with such an interesting product that may or may not be really scalably tradable. We're still investigating that to some degree, but it looks promising.
Do you own any cryptocurrency personally?
Yeah,
you believe in the asset class?
I don't know if I believe in it, but kind of for fun and just to get my feet wet, I bought some Ethereum for $13, and you know, just enough to have some skin in the game. And you know, it's up to almost 100 now. So I don't know if I'm going to sell it.
There have been amazing moves.
Yeah.
So many different species of cryptos out there. I know that you're a big follower of interest rates.
Yeah,
vis-a-vis your handle, right? At Interest Rate ARB. And there is a big debate here about the bonds. If you have a comment on Aussie, I'd be interested to know. You asked me, so you turned the tables on me. What are you seeing here in Aussie before we go to some interest?
Yeah, we could talk about that first. It's some reason, sometimes when I screen share, my machine freezes up here, so that's probably what's happening. But essentially, Aussie dollar has a nice big compression, meaning that we're expecting this particular pair to start to trend. Right now, so far, we've seen it unfold to the downside, and this is early stage, so you know, we expect this trend to persist many, many months, if not years into the future, kind of like how it did before oil crashed. Remember, maybe a year ago or something.
Yeah,
we're getting that same type of behavior.
People don't remember Aussie was worth over $1. I think it was 114.
Yeah, 1.3 or something. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And back then, I remember it very vividly because we were watching oil go down saying, okay, how do we play this in multiple markets? And it was just very clear after it already happened, you know, how to get in there. So I don't know. That's one of the things we're looking at.
So you're expecting it to trend, but you're not sure of direction. What would give you directionality, just like the pound Aussie, you were looking for it to trend? What would be a trigger for you to know which way the next trending move would be?
We're just looking for a little bit more persistence over time in one direction. So essentially, it just needs to go one way and stay that way for a minimum amount of time, and then we can kind of put the stamp on it. And then we'll basically turn on some systematic things to try to sell the you know, rips and buy the dips, so to speak.
Okay.
But I'm glad you mentioned interest rates, because that's kind of my first love.
Do you have a view as to whether or not you think the dollar has peaked out here at 104 was the high, and you know we started challenging some uptrend lines, taking it out. You know, there's still some people thinking there could be one more pretty good push to the upside in the dollar, and wondering what your work shows on. Okay, there you're still on the Aussie Weekly.
Yeah, so you can see that all those blue markers. We've been getting this, you know, repeating signal because it just you know, this is a predictive tool. It tells us something before it happens, and we just haven't had the actual initiate move out of the signal. So we're just still waiting here, you know, waiting for.
I'd like to see the Aussie clean out the longs a shade under 72, and bottom above 70. There's a big harmonic pattern that one of my partners, Nicola Duke, has that shows the possibility of a 70-50 Aussie. And
you know, there's a really interesting fact about Australian economy is that it's on record to have one of the longest streaks without a recession. I believe it's like 10 or 11 years without a recession, right? And so a lot of that is driven from the Chinese economy, but it's just one of those anomalies that is very, very linked to weakness in the currency, enabling, you know, them to export so much of their GDP. that being said, I will go on record to say when I last spoke to you about the U.S. dollar, I thought it was the top, the ultimate top, and I sure have been wrong in that area. We had signals that the U.S. dollar, that first really large-scale move up was kind of going to be the capitulation, and it's since, gone way past it. So I've thrown in the towel on some of those trades as far as being short the dollar, i.e. long gold and whatnot.
Yeah, and I know that you were thinking that we were going to put in some type of secular top in the bond market, and we had a pretty good rout in the bond market, especially after the election. And, record shorts came in, and they've been cleaned out as of late. And wondering what your big picture is on bonds. I still think that they're not through squeezing shorts in the bonds. I could be wrong. One of our analysts thinks, this bounce was a 4 and we're going to have a 5 to the downside. Wondering what your view is with the bonds here.
Yeah, it's a very possible.
Tough call for me to make right in here, and it's so linked to U.S. dollar yen. That's why I really pay attention to it. So I'm wondering what you're seeing here.
The bonds was probably our biggest winner last year. When you got to that zero bound, it was kind of a no-brainer. If you have the ability to scale into a trade and you understand that it's very unlikely that the Treasury goes to zero, even though it's possible, it's just one of those things that we leaned on it pretty hard and got a nice outcome from. At this point, the treasuries are really not at an extreme type of posture, so I'm somewhat neutral or just unbiased. I have no perspective here at this point. But talking about it,
yeah. So talking about extremes, are the U.S. indices there? They
Absolutely, my friend. But you know as well as I do how extreme they can stay, and so it's one of those things.
Yeah, I do. My account knows.
Picking tops is not really something you do at the institutional level. It's just there's no glory in it. Things can stay pretty, absurd for a pretty absurd amount of time. So, my view is you just got to trail stops and go with the flow, and valuations be it where they are, and certain stocks being incredibly overvalued and overpriced really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if the indexes are going up and you're missing it, you're just losing opportunity for yourself. So what I try to do, Dale, this is actually kind of a fun thing, and I hope people can help me create this, is for some novice people that I've been somewhat talking to, teaching, what I've told them to do is to print out charts and actually rotate them 90 degrees so that when the price goes up, it's actually moving left, and when price goes down, it's moving right instead of up and down. And to kind of train your mind to be very unbiased is a difficult thing to do, but that is a potential way.
Oh, that's interesting. When I was wrong about a market, my friends would tell me to turn my charts upside down.
Right. It's kind of the same idea, but I figured you still have that emotion where if it's going down, I'm losing money, or it's shorting, or if you go left and right, you kind of really confuse your brain, and it helps, even better. That's my idea.
Anything else you wanted to share with us today, buddy?
Not much. I just wanted to, thank you for having me on, and I hope you guys are doing well. Looks like you're growing again, and I loved being part of LAR, so, this is going to be great.
This is like the dream team. And LAR was me and the community. Now it's me with an all-star team and the community. So really appreciate you taking some time out of the day, of your day, Alex, and getting to see your mug and hearing your voice again. I wish you a great year, and happy that things are going well for you, and always interested in your views, and thank you for your support on Twitter and retweeting some of my stuff. And the best way for people to contact you, Alex, besides at interest rate ARB, would be what?
You could just probably, that's probably the easiest. My website, the company I work for now, is Parallax Financial Research. It's just pfr.com, very easy. We don't really sell anything on the website, so it's really just kind of a business card. And, you know, again, if you guys ever want to see any signals or technology, I'm always here. So just hit me on Twitter. I'll be glad to share my views on stuff. If I don't have a client position on, you know, and I can't, but, you know, I love being part of your guys' communities, and I hope to be back again soon.
All right. Thank you so much. We've been with Alex Bernal at Interest Rate ARB. Alex is a giving spirit and has real great insights into the market. So, you know, if you're looking for a way to diversify your views, I encourage you to contact Alex. Thank you so much, my trading warrior brother. Appreciate
All right, buddy.
you.
Have a good one. Until next time. Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Okay, everyone. So that's going to be a wrap. Blake wanted me to remind everyone about the contests. Blake, I don't know if you could hear me, but is there a specific email address for people to send their entries in? So I'm the presenter. And let me just take a quick view of the markets here. I would just, you want to enter, LaShawn? Okay, I would just send your photos. I would just send your photos of your workstation to our email address. You take a picture of you and your workstation, your trading station. Okay? So just a quick look at what's happening here. There's the euro. Let's just take a look and see how that turnaround Tuesday candidate is working here. I think that we're still okay on that. Yeah, we're down pretty good on pound Aussie. Again, I'm a big believer in partials, so from yesterday's entry, you have over 100 pips. Giveaway at ForexAnalytix. Eric, thank you, Eric. I saw your entry. Eric, I saw it. You know what title I wanted to put on top of it? Employee of the Month. I saw it. Or how about I love my job? How about that, buddy? All right. So everyone, let's see what happens going into tomorrow. Appreciate everyone's attention. Get your photos in to giveaway at ForexAnalytix.com. Good hunting. You're welcome, Robert. Thank you, everybody. Tomorrow I have Jamie Satley with us. Hiya, Joan. So I know there are a lot of fans of Jamie. Jamie will be with us tomorrow to wrap up our interview series of the week. I think Blake did a great job today explaining potential risk-off situations. Steve Volge got out of his sickbed to show some nice looks on pound Swiss and Kiwi yen. And look forward to another productive day. Everyone having a good week? Dan, you're a fan, huh? Okay. Everyone enjoying the week here? So, you know, it's my hope that if this community is helping you out, you show your support and become a subscriber of ForexAnalytix. And remember, most of all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Adios. Good hunting the rest of the day.